Hello guys, today I will gonna introduce you how to participate in an open source software project using the EXO IDE. I was thinking that this is very clear, but since so many people are asking me how to do it from the students, I felt obligated to publish a post about that. You can find a post on this address. Let me start zoom it so everybody can see it. And also I will create this movie which goes right now. Okay, this is the address of the block. Let's get started. First, of course, we have to get a Git account if we didn't register yet. I have registered, so I just will log in, sign in. Okay. Typing my password. I'll see how I can make the movie, so I'm not gonna waste your time. Just indicate the most important things, but as I said on the blog post, you always can look at the pictures and the notes, the screenshots and the notes, and go very quickly through the process. I also can use it as a reference. Okay, let me look at how many repositories do I have. FMI, this is the repository. I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it later. Okay, so settings, I'm going to remove this repository, delete this repo, because after that I'm going to create it again. I'm going to fork this repo, so in this account I don't have repositories anymore. Repositories, as you can see, is empty. So let's find mine other account where I have open source software. It's Wingman. Let me go there. You have to find interesting project. In this case, Wingman 007 probably. Let me try this. Yep, here we go. I want to clone this repository. Going there, and I'm hitting fork. Oops, it's forking. And soon I'll have it in my cool CSN. Here we go. Notice I have exactly the same repository, but in my space, in my account, my other account. Okay, now let's log into Git to Cloud IDE. Last night I noticed that they did change something, so hopefully it works. GitHub. I'm gonna use OpenID. Authorize app. Okay. Okay, it's creating my space. It's creating my space. It's creating my space, okay. Still creating. We'll wait a little bit. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna remove the project which I have here because I don't need it anyway. This is what I think. Delete this project. Yes, I just want to show you everything clean and clear. Okay, so that's it. Now let me make sure that I see my AppFoc applications running. If you haven't created account on AppFoc, you have to go there and create account. So guys, as you can see, I don't have a running applications. Let's go to AppFoc and just confirm that. Okay, so I have to enter my credentials here. Long passwords. Have to type. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me try again. Application FOC, login. Yep. No running applications. I'm not gonna create, and it's confirmed here in XO IDE. So now what I'm gonna do is new project, create a module. Oh, I didn't see that. So this is something new. Create project. This is what I'm gonna click on. Edit, create project. So I'm gonna call this project XO ID fork. XO ID fork. This just came to my mind. Next, simple project. Click. As you can see, it's not asking me anymore for my credentials. Europe West. Hopefully this application doesn't exist. So I'm gonna click finish. Okay. It's creating the application and running. It's creating the application, and it's running at the same time, deploying on the AppFoc. Okay, so that was successfully done. Let's make sure everything works. Pass AppFoc. This is what I'm gonna click. AppFoc. Yeah. The application has been deployed already to AppFoc. Hello world. Close that. I don't need the files from the template. I'm gonna remove everything because I'm gonna pull my fork from GitHub. So that's why I don't need these folders, these files. Delete all of them. Delete again. Unfortunately, we cannot delete everything at once. Select everything and delete it, or at least I haven't tried since yesterday. They made some updates. XO ID fork. So now we have to initialize the repo. Git initialized repo. Clicking. Okay. I'm waiting. Ha! Server disconnected. Retry. Retry. I hope nothing wrong happened to XO ID. I hope that they work. Okay. How many times I have to click on this? Let me pause and try again. Okay, obviously these guys from Cloud IDE or XO IDE or whatever they call it right now have a big problem, as you can see, because the server is going up and down all the time. So now it's called codenvy.com, which is strange. Before was cloud-IDE, whatever. So after this big break, we can continue. I just created the init. I did get init. Now I have to add remotes. As you can see, we don't have. Let's go to preferences, security socket shell keys. I'm gonna delete this one because I don't need it. I'm gonna generate a new key for github.com. Okay, the key has been generated. Yep. View, copy the key, close, go and add it to your SSH keys, RSA keys. IDE. Gonna delete this. I don't need that. I'm gonna add a new one. I'm gonna call it IDE just to show you how everything works. Okay. Again, my password for GitHub. Oh, it's a long one. Doesn't matter. Okay, our key has been added to GitHub. Now GitHub and Cloud and Codenvy IDE can communicate. I don't know, before was called IDE, now it's Codenvy. Today I discovered that it's called Codenvy IDE. Yesterday was called IDE. Whatever these guys are doing, I hope it's for good. So github.com, that's it. Let's add the remote repository because we want to make a pull from this repository, from our fork. Remotes, add. I'm gonna call this GitHub FMI because this is the name of the project. FMI is the name of the project I'm copying. This is the name of the clone. FMI, click on the FMI. As you can see, it's a fork. And I'm gonna copy, click on the SSH and copy the URL. Paste whatever I have copied from GitHub. Say OK. So we'll have one remote repository. Close. We don't need this anymore. Now we will pull. We have only one remote repository. From master branch to master branch on the local here in the IDE, git remote pull. We're waiting. Now we'll see the result. Error, exception code during the execution of merge command java io exo cannot lock home, but in any case the successful pull it from remote repository. I probably should do first fetch and after that merge, but in any case I think that the transfer has been successful. It says cannot lock home server CL data gits. Okay, later I'll check for this error. Okay, let me try to do merge. And see what happens. Yep, it has been merged. Now we can push back if we like right now. Let me do git add just for any case to repeat our mantra. Git commit, which is my first commit. And finally, I'm gonna do push GitHub to my fork. Error, nothing has been added, and this is very typical for EXO IDE or whatever they call it right now. It gives me error if nothing has been added. Okay, this doesn't mean that there is a real error. Whatever. So now let's create one new file. I'm gonna show you now. PHP file. Let's say contributing student, for example. Save as. I will call this contributing student. Let me make sure I don't have such student contributor. Contributing student, yeah, I name it differently, so yes. Before I forget, let me show you something. If you're gonna log in using OpenID, mean with the GitHub account which you have, first make sure that in settings, in account settings, you have entered here a password. Otherwise, EXO IDE is not gonna accept this. It's not gonna allow you to log in, because probably it's using the first part of the email address as a domain name. Here, Stoyan Cheresharov. Okay, so the file has been created. Let me find it. Contributing student. Let me add it to the repository. I'll accept this file. Okay, this is my favorite desktop. The Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings. Okay, git add, git commit. I have added contributing student .php. This is my comment to this commit. Okay, successfully done. So now we can push to the Git, to our clone in the Git. We'll do push. We don't have any other repositories, only GitHub FMI. Push up, committed with revision, blah 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 blah, and again gives me error. Okay, let me pull it again. Yeah, these guys obviously have serious problems here in the EXO IDE. Successfully pull it. Okay, I'm gonna push again. Oh, sorry. Push. Okay, so pushed to the repository. Okay. Now, once we have added the file, it's time just to send a pull request to the original repository, to the owner of the original repository, to ask him to pull our changes. Okay. Repositories FMI, let me show you the file. It's called contributing student. Let me refresh again to see if the file is there. Yeah, the file is not there. Okay, let me go back. Contributing student is the file. Let me look at again. No, the file is not there. Okay, so what we are gonna do is we're gonna add again. Actually, we have added. No, not exactly this file, but the entire folder. Add git commit my second commit branches. Yep, there is nothing new. And we'll do push GitHub. That's all we have. Error. Just brilliant. Okay, so let me look at again. Where is this file? Contributing student. Let me refresh. Just hoping that it's there. Ah, here we go. Finally, I have it. Finally, it shows up. So that's it for committing back. Now, let's close this file. Let's go to GitHub and let's send a pull request. So we will send a pull request to the owner of the original repository. Pull request. After that, I will play the role of the owner of the repository. Merge. And after that, I'm gonna pull from the original repository. Because the forks don't get updated automatically, I have to do this manually. And first I have to do, of course, fetch. After that, merge. Yeah, it's very slow. Who knows why? Okay, title. Please merge my file to the upstream. Upstream is called the original. Please merge to the upstream. Send pull request. Okay. So let's go and see how the things look from the eyes of the owner of the original repository. Log out. Log out here. Sign in. But this time I will sign in as a owner of the repository. Okay, I'm signing in as a owner of the repository. I will go to FMI, the original project, and I will see all pull requests. Here we go. Please merge my file to the upstream. This comes from CoolCSN, our student. Okay. Now I can merge it automatically, so I will use this option, and I will say I'm merging the file contributing student.php comment, and I will merge. I will call it auto. Confirm merge. Okay, it has been merged. Let's check the original repository. FMI contributing student. Here we go. Now we have our file gone from the EXO IDE to our fork, and from the fork to the upstream here. I'm gonna type here the fork, and this is, probably I should make it a little bit bigger, upstream. This is the original repository. Okay. Now, in order to have the up-to-date version in our fork as a student, we have to pull the data again from the original repository. I will go sign out from the account of the original owner, and I'll log in as a student again. Sign in. Yeah, the student is Stoyan Cheresharov. The owner of the repository is Cheresharov, hotmail.com. Password for a oops. Yeah, it's a complex password. I probably have to change it. I'll change it. Okay, sign in. Let's look at the repository, how it looks from the eyes of the student. Please merge my file to the upstream. I did more changes in my repo. Those are old messages. Okay, let me look at the repository. In the meantime, in the upstream, many students have been added their changes. I want to see all these changes, so that's why I will go to the EXO IDE, go to my EXO IDE and do the merge there. But this time I'm gonna pull from the upstream, and I'm gonna call this remote repository upstream, and I will push back to my fork, so my fork will be up to date. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write that, draw. This is my EXO, this is the upstream, this is my fork. This is upstream, and this is my IDE. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull from the upstream, merge here, and I'm gonna push to my fork, so my fork will be up to date. Let's do that. Let's see how to do that. I have to add the URL of the original repository. Let me look at. As far as I remember, it was, this is the original. All I can do here is read only. Notice this. Now you have to click on the read only because you don't have to write. You cannot do push to this repository. You're not the owner. The student is not the owner. Okay. Coming here. I'm calling the repository which I don't own upstream. And I'm gonna paste the URL, which, pay attention, is not the same like the URL. It doesn't look the same like the URL of our repository of our fork, in which we have rights to read and write. Okay, we're adding this. We're done. Now let me do git remote fetch. Before that, just let me make again add commit for any case, just to make sure that I didn't make any changes. Just to make sure, I will call this commit because I have been disturbed and I don't remember did I do that, and I will say push, not upstream of course. GitHub, where is my repo, my fork, GitHub FMI push. Yeah, as I said, I don't know why, but IDE always gives me error when there is nothing to be pushed. Okay, now I'm gonna do fetch from upstream. Fetch. Yeah, it shows me successfully fetched from the repository. Now I'm gonna go merge remote repository upstream master. I'm gonna merge the upstream master to my local branch. Merge. Okay, as you can see it's green, which means that it's okay. Merged. So what I did is I just pulled everything from the upstream, from the original repository. All the updates have been downloaded to my repository here in the IDE. What I'm gonna do again is add, gonna do commit after merging. Nothing. Of course that's error. IDE gives me error, which is not correct I think. And I'm gonna do push, but this time of course I cannot do push to other upstream. I'm gonna do it to GitHub push. Probably it's gonna give me error. No, it didn't give me error this time. Successfully pushed to the remote repository. So all the changes have been committed to my fork. If I want to work more, I can create another file here and repeat again the same procedure. I will go to my repository, I'll send a pull request to the owner. The owner of the original repository eventually will merge my changes again to the upstream. At the same time he will receive many pull requests, or he will work on the original repository. He will add, remove files, or do something. If I want to have a repository which is up to date, I again have to fetch and merge here in IDE and push again to my fork. That's it folks. Thank you for your attention. See you next time.